local recording's cool.
Brian, do you have to okay the local recording?
Nah, it popped out already.
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna help or
good.
what. We're gonna see. We'll see. All right. And 3, 2, 1. What's up, Stick Squad? Today we are talking that stick. People just don't like Shane. All right. Nobody likes Shane. Week 5 of the PLL season is all finished. And when it comes to the PLL, we got to talk about how Denver ruined California's home opener. New York beat Utah in a dogfight. Philly ruins California's home opener even more. And are the Carolina Chaos actually good? Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Every time I say Apple Music, I feel like I'm going to say iTunes, but you guys get it. Apple Podcasts. All right. But without further ado, guys, let's get into it.
Go, Big Blaze. Tied up, splits the double with 8. She's going to get a shot off. He's got it! Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir. We are back in Adam after a crazy weekend of not just the PLL, but Shane A. Smith discourse. Okay, we're going to get over to the Shane A. Smith discourse later because who knows how long we're going to talk about that. But first, we got to talk about lacrosse. Guys, how are you guys doing, first of all?
Good, man. Feeling great.
I'm feeling good and mature on how I react to things now. So,
Yeah. I feel good.
I really love our intro song. It's a good song, huh?
Yeah.
It is a good song. It's a great song. It's a great, it's really well thought out, man. It's elite. It's elite.
Yeah.
It's elite. But you know who was elite this weekend? The Denver Outlaws. Okay, the Denver Outlaws did their thing against the California Redwoods. Beat them 18-12 in the Redwoods home opener. Okay, now
that hurts.
That hurts. And this year we've been talking a lot about Chris Cavanaugh, but we missed out on somebody, and that was Pat Cavanaugh. Pat Cavanaugh explodes for 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists. Logan McNaney goes for 60%. And that boy from from Duke, McAdory, has 5 points for the Redwoods. Now, this game was a tough one for me to watch, bro. Because almost reminiscent of the old Redwoods, where I'm like, we was riding this wave for the first 2 weeks, and this is our second game in a row we lost now.
Hey, Pat, not bad for a D-mid. Not bad for a D-mid.
You said a D-mid. You're hilarious.
Hey, 8 points, and those weren't he wasn't playing around with them boys neither. He was really hooping. He was really hooping out there. It was a little, for 2 seconds, it was Pat Cavanaugh, Chris Cavanaugh. And Pat said, nah, bro. I'm the older brother. I got you. Let me show you a little something. And he really went to work. Them Outlaws boys were balling.
Okay. I know the PLL were trying to bring this game up like it's the Cavanaugh Bowl. But my whole thing, do you guys have Kava by you?
Yeah.
I have a Kava, yeah.
Yo, they should have called it like the Kava Bowl, but just with a K in front.
Yeah, then the actual Kava would be like, send us those
great sponsorship opportunity.
Hey, sponsorship opportunity, creativity at its finest. That's why I'm here. Okay. But it was interesting to see Pat Cavanaugh do his thing, man, because you know how I guess we're media members and I guess we overreact to some things. And we were already talking about how nasty Chris Cavanaugh is and kind of forgetting about Pat Cavanaugh. And Pat Cavanaugh said, hey, you better put some respect on my name.
Yeah, not bad for a D-mid, man. Not bad for a D-mid. He's a dog. I mean, 8 points, that's a hell of a way to show up. I mean, I don't know that Pat Cavanaugh would have been able to produce something like that on the Cannons. I don't know that he would have been able to do that, right? And it's kind of interesting when you think about placement of each individual player. Like, could this player, like, watching the way that Pat Kavanaugh is able to really produce on that team, I will say it is surprising to see him do so well on a team filled with 3 other Tewaaraton winners.
Right.
If I had to pick of all the Tewaaraton winners in that list to be the leading scorer in that game, without knowing, I would not have picked Pat Kavanaugh. Plain and simple. I would not have picked Pat Kavanaugh. I would have picked Brennan. I would have picked Logan to me, Logan was looking extra slow. Extra slow. He just looked like he really lost his step. Like, now, he was never, again, like you said, his speed was never the thing. It wasn't, he wasn't wowing nobody with his 40 time, no question. But you could see that there's a distinct difference. Now, that don't mean he ain't hooping, right? He can still get after it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Logan needs some help.
Wiz is funny to watch, man. You watch him and you're like, how is this man still getting buckets and he has the athleticism of like 25? Right?
He's a smart player, man.
He's a smart player. Think of a basketball player who was like this. Kendrick Perkins or Glenn.
Hold on. You're not comparing Luka Wisnauskas to Kendrick Perkins.
Hey, man, I'm just like saying, it's somebody who's not going to wow you with their athleticism, but for some reason they're in the right spot at the right time.
You can't say like Luka, maybe Jokic.
Now,
Luka's
athletic.
Luka's
athletic.
He's like a first-team All-American.
But you said Kendrick Perkins?
Bro, I'm not saying skill-wise. I'm just saying, like, come on, son.
This is why people be getting their feelings hurt. What did Jim Jones said? I got 40-year-olds with their panties in the bunch.
Oh my God. You got hey, that comp is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Who's your Wiz comp? Basketball.
Yeah, like you said, Jokic.
It's Jokic. I think
I'll take Jokic. I'll take Jokic. But I'm not taking Luka because Luka's athletic. He's just a little thick.
Not according to the Mavs organization.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
Jokic
that GM is so stupid. Got lucky.
Hey, all I'm saying is, if I were to compare like NBA, he's definitely like Jokic.
All right, I'll take the Jokic one. Okay.
Yeah.
Those were the first two that came to my head. That's why they're both on the same team. Both
Crazy.
big dudes. Whatever. But these Outlaws are starting to kind of figure it out. I think one of the reasons why they're figuring it out is because that boy Jared Bernhardt is looking a whole lot better now.
Oh yeah.
He hit his stride. The way he moves is unbelievable. We talked a little bit about that last week. I'm looking at Ryan Tarafenko play too. I'm like, oh shoot.
Hey, he got a little something.
He was playing like an old mid. I was like, okay.
I know. I was like, what you doing out there, bro? Why are you moving like that?
Yep. And that D midi that could play like that could change the way some teams look, man. Because Tarafenko, and we've been saying it for a long time, or I've been hearing it for a long time, that he's probably one of the best D mids in the world. But
oh yeah.
In this game, he had 2 points, so good. That's why the Outlaws ended up pulling this one off because you know why
an actual D mid. That's pretty good.
You know why they won?
Goals. Why?
Because they had more points, Shane.
Oh wow! Holy.
Why. Redwood struggled.
Is that how you win?
Redwood struggled.
They struggled because the Outlaws played good defense. Because it's
That's not why.
Okay,
that's not why.
I know Shane's gonna bring it up too. But I'll bring it up because I want to get here. When I was watching this game, I know a little bit about shot selection. With that being said, I know a lot about horrible shot selection too. This man, Sam Hanley, has the same shot selection that I do, bro.
Hey, let's talk about my ability to take something that is clearly bad and try to make it in a creative way. Okay. When I saw Sam Hanley shoot, first thought to myself, that shot selection is trash. That shot selection is trash. Plain and simple, concise, right? Easy. And instead of saying, oh, that shot selection is trash, I said, That shot selection is like week old, half eaten chicken on a hot day.
Creativity.
That's creativity. What does that mean? That means it's trash, hot garbage. And it is. The shots that Sam Hanley took on 2 separate occasions, I looked at him, I was like, what are you doing? I'm not even sure he was even looking at the goal, to be honest with you. He just, I swear on my life, some of those shots, he probably could have gotten closer playing Dizzy Bat.
Damn. Now,
I mean, bro, the shot selection was trash. What are we talking about?
We were
I'm pretty
looking
sure
at
Quinn
this.
even said that.
We were looking at this, and when you watch him play, man, like when he buries it, you're like, yo, do that every time. But when he doesn't bury it, you're like that was ugly.
Yeah.
Man,
What?
that's what I was thinking. But not, Dylan Malloy
That's
is
my
he's a dog.
My new favorite player in the PLL. Like, I know everybody's got their player. I like Dylan Malloy. I grew to love him in the last 2 weeks. Grew to truly love and appreciate his game. This, like, I've never seen somebody hit the pipe so hard on so many occasions. When he shoots, you know what I'm talking about? Like, when he hit the pipe, I was like, why does it sound hefty? Why does it sound like a heavier shot than everyone else's shot?
Yep.
He just got there's just meat and potatoes on that shot. You could just tell he played like he got real strength. Not I be in the gym, just like real grown man strength, willpower strength.
Willpower.
Yeah, but you guys didn't even talk about. So it's the Redwoods have good pieces. Because I tell you, man, Joe Spleen is a ball knower. Because Andrew McAdory and Sam English are the two best
They're
players.
young cats.
Yeah, on the Redwoods, where I walked watching their performance. I'm like, both of them are really good. I think people going a little too much with Andrew McAdory being the two-way midi. Like, he can play defense, but he's not a two-way midi in the sense of Sam English is. Like, it was weird when I'm watching the game and people were like, I think Quinn said it. He was like, I wonder how he holds up the whole season. I'm like, did y'all watch Sam English play lacrosse Syracuse the last 4 months? And they play on a longer field and they play more games and he plays 85% of the game. I'm like, you play Sam English exactly the way that he played at Syracuse. He's playing on a shorter field. He's playing 48 minutes. Let him go crazy. And both of them looked really good, but it was just the Outlaws are starting to figure it out because apparently stick talk sets the culture, and goalie talk was all the rage going into the game. Logan McNaney played really well. I kind of think sometimes that shot percent because I know Keegs does that new. I think he started a new stat this year with clean save percentage. So I'm like, cool, like with the thought of it, but it is for them. It's good because going into transition because Ryan Terefako with 2 points.
Yeah.
Jake Messino's there. They have Zach Geddes. That I think that's kind of one of the things that's starting to happen is that Logan McNaney's playing well. I still don't think we're not even gonna talk about that. Whatever. But he's just playing. He's not because it turns into it's if we talk about it, it makes it sound like we're talking down on Logan McNaney when we're not. Like, rate him.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
Yeah,
Don't
rate him where you want to rate him. Like, that's irrelevant. He's a great goalie. We've always said that he was good. But
Yeah.
they're looking good because their defense, they have small lapses, but he's covering up a lot of those lapses that they had.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the points was made by Josh in the comment section. He said, Woods need a goalie. Hard game for Chase. 18 shots allowed, 41.4 save percentage. Tough game.
I mean, that's not great.
I ain't ready to give up on him yet.
Okay.
I ain't ready yet. But this goalie position, one of the hardest in the league. But don't worry. If you mess up, we will get on you. We will.
Yeah, trust me. And Chase, you won't be the first Woods goalie that I got beef with. So hopefully you won't be the last either because we need something.
You
We need
know,
some.
you're not
Yeah,
going to
he
be the
was. I mean,
first
he was
goalie.
45%. He wasn't atrocious, but yeah, I know you definitely. Oh, excuse me. No, looking at the wrong. I was looking at TD Airlines face-off percentage.
Well, good.
Yeah, 41%. Yeah, that was a rough one.
You
That's
know,
not great.
it's
It's
all
not
right.
great.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but we're not going to have any beef with Chase. No beef. But speaking of beef, the Bulls played against the Archers. Okay. The Bulls pulled this one away. When I say the Bulls, I mean the Atlas guys. The Atlas pulled this one away 10-8 here. But
was looking,
Yeah.
it was
Grant
looking
Ament,
suspect for a second.
Grant Ament came out hot. We was like, oh, this is the Grant
Ooh.
Ament we needed the whole year. Came out with the first 2 goals in this one. But
Hey,
for the Archers, Matt Trainer showed out with 4 points, 2 goals, 2
Atlas.
assists. Or the Atlas, Matt Trainer came out with 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. What do you guys think of this one?
Defense. So ugly game, but also good defense played on both sides. 'Cause first, we gotta talk about arguably the best pole in the league, Gavin Adler. Going into the game, I'm like, Matt Moore's not playing. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, all right, they're probably gonna put Gavin Adler on Connor Fields. And it's been interesting this season how because the Atlas have a new coordinator, D coordinator Joe Sinoski, former pro, and he's been interesting how he's used Gavin Adler because I was like sure he's going to guard Connor Fields, and I'm watching the game and the rookie that I can't remember his name that Archer started Gavin Adler starting off on him. I'm like and then Grant Ament starting off well, Connor Fields started off well. I'm like oh okay, but I'm
Connor
like why is
Fields had
Gavin?
the
Yeah,
dirtiest
BTB?
BTB. Like, I was sitting there watching his feet like this. Like, are you had to be in the crease there, and he was not.
mm-hmm.
To go near side on Liam Entenmann, catch him slipping in a gap.
Horrible angle. He was almost on GLE. Still can that? That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Brian, keep on going, big dog. I know you were talking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
okay.
My rude friend Shane over here just
Mad rude, my fault.
Nah,
why
we
nobody
homies
likes
just
you.
yapping.
That's true.
I
That's
like
true.
you, Shay. I like you, Shay. But it's so I'm like, what? I'm like, why don't they have him on there? But as I'm watching the game, I like that Joe Sinoski's got faith in all their players, where he's not so much concerned with matchups. So they eventually move Sam King down. Gavin Adler shuts down Sam King, and he's like kind of like I always say, it's like this free safety role. Gavin Adler is knocking down passes. He's playing passing lanes. He's quick doubling. He's picking up ground balls. Like his stick is such a underrated part of his game because we know him on ball, right? Because it's easy because people either look at two things as close defensemen. They look at how many cross turnovers did you have, or is like that easy stat line where you can look and say, oh, your matchup had 0 points or had 1 assist and 3 turnovers. But just the way that they were able to use him, putting him all over the field to kind of stifle the Archers defense because they started off well, but I think the Atlas put the stat on social media. The last 36 minutes of the game, they held the Archers to 3 goals. Michael Grace moving down, RIT Cuse own Michael Grace moves down to close, and they put Makar and they switched him with Carpenter, putting them both at LSM, and they completely stifled the Archers defense. Because then when we talked about last week, that frustration set in where the Archers defense just kind of clamped down, packed it in, and they gave the Archers problems. Because again, it was good defense, but also sloppiness. Because watching the game, it's a lot of just going around the horn, ball get thrown out of bounds, you dodge and lose the ball. Because I think what was it? It was like 40 something turnovers.
Yeah, there were 47.
Yeah. So good defense, but also just a lot of sloppiness. It looked like an 11:30 game with a bunch of guys that live on the East Coast at times. Where it's like y'all are tired. I can tell.
Well, yeah, this is the game where I would expect the score to be so different than this 10-8. Shane, did you call this actually?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Oh, you
did.
did say it. You did say it. You did say it in the
He
chat.
said
Let me
this
do
is
that
gonna
quick.
be a shootout, or he said it's gonna be an ugly one.
This is going to be. It's literally going to be like 8-9, or it's going to be 18-9, 19. Like it's going to be either they're both going to go back and forth. It's going to be a crazy game, or it's going to be a real short game. without the dagger at the end, 8-9. It's a great game. Back and
Mhm.
forth, up and down. That's what it's going to be. I mean, you're talking about two in the next 5 years. We're talking about two goalies that are going to be neck and neck for the top spot. Right now, that Brett Dobson and Liam Entenmann are two dogs. Two dogs. And what did they get? What was
One
the
A,
what was
one
the
A, and one B.
1A and 1B? 50% and 50%. They both went 50% on the day.
Yep.
And Liam Entenmann had probably that was probably his worst quarter I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, that
'Cause
first
I
quarter
think-
was looking shaky, but he picked it up.
yeah, and that's what we're talking about when you say he and Brett Dobson are the best goalies in the world, because it's having 'cause a lot of goalies might have either gotten their head and they got to get taken out, where you see 5 shots, it's 5 goals, and then to step up because he made a lot of good saves late too. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, because that's showing some cojones right there. That's mental and physical fortitude of I let in these first 5, but I'm good the rest of the game.
And you could see too with Brett Dobson, there was just this calm with him. Brett Dobson had a calm about him. He's been here before, he's done it before, but the Bulls offensively are just hard to beat, man. Matt
Hard.
Trainer is so good.
He's so good. He's their lead
He's
midfielder
so
now.
good.
I think
Now- Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say I think Matt Trainer's he's put himself up there as the alpha midfielder.
Yeah, he did his thing. Now, this makes 2 games where the Archers offense continue to struggle.
Mhm.
We're talking about the back-to-back champs. I don't know what's going on with its offense. The offense need to figure it out. We had this
They
conversation
need
last week.
Trey Leclerc and Matt Moore to be healthy.
Didn't Captain America get like somebody got into his head in this game? They got Tom Schreiber to start pushing and shoving this one guy. I don't know who it was.
Yeah,
But-
was it Krevsky from?
It was Krevsky, yeah. It was Krevsky, which is uncharacteristic of Tom Schreiber for somebody, especially a rookie, to get into his head. That was crazy. I was like,
For
what are you
anybody,
doing, bro?
for anybody that used to watch the Boondocks, and there's an episode with a character named Thugnificent. What do you do? I did just Google. Yep, just go on YouTube and we're a family show, so I'm not gonna say it verbatim, but just go on YouTube and put Thugnificent. And yeah, that was my reaction. Like, what did he do to make him that mad?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, he had to have said something. Even the commentators are like, he said something to him. He had to say
Yeah,
something.
he
Talk
had
about his
to.
mom or something.
Had to say something crazy because I've never seen Tom Schreiber do that.
Nope.
Tom
Ever.
Schreiber will just say, "Oh, okay." Not even shake his head. You go, get the ball and literally as hard as he can in the back of the net. That's where all of that energy is going. And then for him to act like that, I was like, that's different. What's going on there?
Now, something we also have to recognize, one of the most glaring numbers of this entire game was that boy Trevor Baptiste at the X. He went
Yeah, that's
19
crazy.
for
He looked
22.
good.
We were watching this game at the house, and my girl goes, "He still plays?" I'm like, not only does he still play, he's getting better. He's getting better.
He's dominating.
He looked like TV9 today. Yeah, this is.
But you know what's funny? I saw a moment in this game where somebody hit him, the play was over, somebody hit him, and immediately they went, "All right, my fault, Trevor."
Yeah.
That's
it
on
was-
me.
I
That's
think it was-
That's on me.
I think
And
it was
Trevor just
Piper
kept it
Bond.
pushing, but I was like, that's how you know you respected in the
respect, yeah.
league. Because they got, that's on me. I got caught up. That's an OG right there.
I'm pretty sure it was Piper Bond that did that. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, my fault.
Yeah, which I like.
It's just-
It's like the whistle blew. My fault. You know.
You know,
Yeah.
I had to say my fault this weekend because I picked the Redwoods twice this weekend. The next day, the Redwoods played against the Water Dogs, and this went the wrong way for me and Shane. I don't know how much Brian really cares, but the Water Dogs pulled this one out 12-9. That man, Mikey Sowers, 4 points with 1 goal, 3 assists. But there were some positives about this game for the Redwoods. But let's just talk about this game for now. All right. Philadelphia. Okay. They're figuring out without their number 1 draft pick doing their thing.
That's
Okay.
what's crazy is like they're still getting CJ and like two because I think they said after in the press conference, Tierney said that he'll be back after the All-Star break.
I'm gonna go with the over. I don't think he's gonna be back.
You think you're gonna need more time to
Yeah, I
heal
think
it?
he's gonna need more time. Yeah, I don't think, especially if you have a team like this, right? Now that's a good point, right? This is a good conversation too. If your team is playing as the Water Dogs are you in a rush to bring CJ Kurse in here? Your number 1 pick.
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're in a rush right now when you have a lot of people performing pretty well on this team. And
Yeah, we watched him
adding
for
a
a good
big
time and a long time. But
exactly, and adding a big piece like CJ. I'm not saying I don't think CJ would help the team, but I'm just saying it would just be throwing a wrench in everything. It would be changing everything that they've been doing for the previous 4 or 5 weeks.
yeah.
What do you think, Shane? Should they, if they have CJ Kurse available, do they add him in?
CJ is your franchise for the next probably 10 years. And if you, yeah. You don't, CJ Kurse will probably be in the league for the next 10 years. If the league can keep him playing lacrosse, he'll be in the league for the next 10 years. If I am the Water Dogs, I'm going to keep that in mind. Now, I would love to see CJ play this year. That's a selfish decision. As a GM, I don't see a need to suit him up. They're not doing horrible without him. And we kind of need the PLO offseason special where some people retire in order for him to get some space. Right now, that attack line is pretty solid. We know he's probably going to come out of the box. I think there's a couple people on this midfield line that could, maybe take some time to hang out with the family, maybe have some work commitments that they really need to focus on, one of those. But right now, I don't think he needs to play.
All right, so
I think you will though, I think you will, and you can put him at attack. Jake Taylor, bye. Like, why are we acting like this is a difficult decision?
now Googs just said
Jake Taylor?
Yes, why are you acting like it's a difficult decision?
Goog said
Don't do my boy like
Bill
that.
Tierney. Goog said that Bill Tierney said that CJ's back for Chicago. Only time will
Yeah,
tell.
I said that.
I
Don't
didn't
want
even
him to.
hear. I didn't see that. I didn't see all that, but that's why we do the show with all of us. But anyway, okay, Redwoods continue to struggle. Now that means how many games is that for the Redwoods we lost in a row? 4? 4 games in a row or 3 games?
Yeah, but
4
again,
games in a row.
it's
Now-
a roster flip over. Like, you guys are competitive. You're not getting blown out like last year.
Absolutely. And
Both games, I feel
Yeah,
like both of y'all are
Stavik
probably
is-
like, we can win this.
and
Yeah,
Romar.
Balling.
I was like,
That's
oh
why.
shit.
That's why you play Rome. It frustrates me the way people. So it's funny, right? So Shane said something about a goalie and his feelings get hurt, but people be dragging Romar like
Hey,
so it's funny how that works because people be dragging Romar on lacrosse Twitter if he misses to the point where it's like I feel like if you're black and you like lacrosse that you have some troll account when Romar plays that at you when Romar does something like we're all related in some way or something because I'm like people be going in on Romar and I'm watching this game. This is why you play Romar Dennis. Like I would prefer them not to just have him be a 2-point hunter, but both his 2-point goals, nobody in the league is doing that. The ease that he does that, it's like Steph Curry shooting a 3. Like it's different from him than anybody else in the league. Him just being there, it's because again, I get it because he would say it himself. He has to shoot better, have a better shooting percentage. That's always been something with his career. But the threat of him being out there, though, still to me, if you don't feel this way, that's fine. You can feel differently than I do. But for me, I'm saying for offense, it's if you have Andrew McAdory and Sam English out there who are going to blow past you, and then you also have this guy that can shoot. I feel like it still opens up the offense for the rest of the players. That's just me. That's my thinking with why you continue to play him.
I think I get it. I get it with Romar, right? But I think of Romar as like a firecracker, where if you have firecrackers out on the 4th of July and maybe Memorial Day weekend, great. But they ain't always gonna be that cool. And sometimes when Romar is on the roster every single week, like we can't expect him to pop off or for it to be that cool every single week. And when he does, you're like, this shit was pretty sick. So
Yeah.
some weekends having him, I get what you're saying though. Like him stretching the floor is awesome to have, but you know, if this weekend he had a good performance with 2 for 3, especially for 2-point goals. But how much would you how many more times would you expect that to happen this year or later down the road?
But again, it doesn't necessarily just have to be points, because it's like going back to the Atlas with Jake Stevens and Reed Bowery. Jake Stevens does a little bit of everything. It's never gonna Jake Stevens' game isn't to have a 5-point game, but it gets you 5 ground balls. He'll run back and play defense. He has 1 point. You can use him as a Swiss Army knife. Reed Bowery plays a 2-man game, can set picks with Jeff T. It may be a goal or two a game, but it's things that he adds that are above the score sheet. And that's my thing with Romar, because everybody's saying it's not. I'm not. You don't have to have 5 points every game. He doesn't have to have 2 2-pointers in every game. But again, that wrinkle that he gives, I think, helps more than it negates the things that he doesn't do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. But I just think somebody whose bread and butter is creating space and getting a shot off, like, he has to can at least one of those when he's on that starting lineup. So
mandatory. If that's going to be a part of your strategy for winning games, is to have that guy who. But here's the problem. The way that I think about Romar is the way that I would approach a team that has 2 quarterbacks, one quarterback that can run and one quarterback that can pass. What do you do when you see the quarterback that runs? What do? Your whole defense shifts for the run. When the quarterback that comes for that can pass, you shift your whole defense for the pass. You know Romar is not going to create. He's going to create separation. He's looking for the 2-bomb, 100%. So you know that he's not going to lean into you, try and get a hard one. You know he's not going to cut off ball. That's not his game. He's going to stay out. He's looking for a step down. That I understand from the stretch perspective, but at the end of the day, he becomes one-dimensional.
They have the scheme, and I agree with what you're saying. That's what I was saying before. Have him do other things than just be a 2-point hunter. Because again, with the comparison, when I was talking about with Reed Bowering and Jake Stevens, their games aren't the same at all. That's not what I'm comparing. It's the little things that you can do that adds to the offense, and that's what they have to figure out. Whereas I think you do Romar a disservice when it's just try to dodge and get your hitch and shoot it too. Just like you said, because he had an assist in the game he played earlier in the season. Have him set picks. Maybe have him dodge to feed. Don't just have him stand there and shoot. Because it's kind of like Clay, right? Well, how Clay used to be with the Warriors, where it was just stand in the corner and we'll find you at some point. But then it gets to a point where it's like, you got to figure something else out to do. And I think Romar can. I could be wrong, but I think he can.
He's got to utilize that 1-point shot a little more, like that mid-range shot, because that man could pull it off. We saw how much in the championship series he was pulling it off just because that line was in 1 or 2 yards in a little bit more.
But that is his that's his MO. Is the champ series? He is unreal in the champ series. He really like that for that type of play style, in that type of environment for sure. But I think just putting him out there and telling, hey, you got to get a 2. That's what you're there for. I'm like, all you got to do is play up on him. Make sure that when he's not gonna get lower than the 2-point line. He doesn't want to. He could, but he doesn't. He never does.
It's funny, every time we talk about a Redwoods game, we never talk about the team we played against. We
'Cause you
always talk
guys are
about what the
Redwoods
Redwoods did
fans.
wrong.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So
we talked about
let
the
me
Water Dogs. They played
let
well.
me
Shout out to
talk
Ben
about the Water
Randall.
Dogs. I
Ben Randall
wanted
played
the
great.
Water Dogs look good. We had the conversation about who's the best player in the PLL. I think a lot of us said Mikey Sowers. This game was another part of that reason. Goes off for 1 goal and 3 assists. But I love watching this man Jana Montana play, bro.
Boy,
He's
he's made
some
in
of
a
the things he
lab.
does. I'm just like, damn.
He's made in a lab. If you were to put
Yeah.
all the best things about a lacrosse player in one person, and it's him, he can do anything on the offensive side of the ball. Anything. He can dodge, he can get into you, he can cut off ball, he can set screens, he can shoot from outside. He's got a cannon, he could do whatever. He is that is a multi-dimensional lacrosse player. He could do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And he does.
Yeah.
And he does.
Karen played well too. I like what's encouraging if you're a Water Dogs fan on the offensive side is the Redwoods game plan was definitely get out Mikey Sowers early and try to stop him as much as possible and make everybody else beat you. And they realized that because Mikey had 29 touches, Karen McCardle had led the team in touches in 35. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for not being like, oh, Mikey might not have 7, 8 assists. What are we gonna do? It's like, oh yeah, Jack Hannah's over there. Oh yeah, Karen McCardle, because I love what Ryan Boyle was spitting when he said that Karen McCardle had the most undervalued superstar, all-time great player ever. You still have him. And again, that I always say, great defense travels. Ben Randall played super well because the Water Dogs defense stifled the Redwoods like attack line because of what Chris Kavanaugh had. Hit a 2-point goal, 40 touches. Yeah, I'm okay with that, Ben Randall. That's a good game. Ryder Garnsey was out there doing cardio. Like it's
That's crazy.
Dylan Malloy Dylan Malloy, and you talked about Dylan Malloy early in the game, but it's just the Water Dogs. Their defense is good, man. Like they don't have a lot of dudes that people talk about, but Ben Randall is really good. Marcus Hedges playing in between, playing close, playing LSM's playing really well. Ben Ware is playing really well. Freehill's playing really well. So they again pieces where I don't know. Again, the East is crazy, man. I don't know who the best team is in the East, but they all have different. They have like little things that we do and we can do well. And again, as a Water Dogs fan, if Mikey Sowers isn't going crazy because he shot 16%, still at 4 points, but it's like, okay, he doesn't have to go off and we can still win. That's encouraging.
Yeah, hopefully the Redwoods figure it out, especially after going 0-2. But last week we were talking about one team having to figure it out, and that was the Carolina Chaos. Now, the Carolina Chaos played against the Boston Cannons and won 14-12. Now, let's talk about some stats here that stick out. Owen Hiltz, the rookie out of Syracuse, had 4 points and 4 goals. I knew you were going to say this. Have him be a lefty attacker. And another stat that sticks out. Shane, why don't you say what that stat is, bro?
21 saves, 65%. That is a fantastic game.
From who?
Oh, no one other than Blaze Reardon.
Are we sure those are the stats? Because all of a sudden we're journalists. We have to make sure that we're being credible.
Oh yeah, let me just as a member of the media, let me make sure I get this correct, right? Let me just make sure I get this correct. Let me just let's see here. Nope, yep. 21 saves, 65.6%. I apologize for not adding that 0.6%. That's a really big difference maker there.
Maintain your journalistic integrity.
65.6% on the win to beat the Boston Cannons. That is a fantastic team win. That is a fantastic play by the netminder, Mr. Reardon. Huge fan of this game. Very pumped to talk about the fact that last week we were talking about different goalies being, top, in best in the PLL. Both goalies this weekend, Liam Entenmann, Brett Dobson go 50%. Blaze goes 65% this weekend and goes, yeah, don't forget my name in this. Don't forget my name in this. I'm not done yet. I'm still out here, still getting buckets, still doing what I'm supposed to do. Don't forget my name yet. 65% is nothing to shake your hand at. That is a fantastic performance. Fantastic performance.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
A great
clip
game
that,
from him.
clip that, and send it to the internet.
We will. But this, even with this, right?
Wait. Am I qualified to talk about that? Should I I should really rethink. Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you're
Sorry.
good. You're good. Even with
Yeah.
this, even with Blaze having his 20 games or 20 saves, the Chaos only won by 2 goals. Right? And the last time Blaze had 25 saves, they won by 3. And this is one of the type of things where I'm like, yeah, Blaze plays really well, and that has to happen almost for the Chaos to win. Has to. And the Chaos also did change something with their attackers.
Mm.
All right. Brian was talking about it a little bit last week where
I told y'all when the draft started, the best lefty shooter in the draft is Owen Hiltz, aka Weapon X, Wrists of Adamantium. That is Wolverine personified. And they're both playing in the same game. So Owen Hiltz, 4 goals, 22 touches, 4 for 7 shots, 57%. We're gonna round it up. It shot 60%. Colson McAfee shot 2 for 7 on 44 touches. So when Hughes fans are like, why are you running him out of the box? This is what we're talking about. He is an elite shooter, whether it's time and room, getting his shot off. That's exactly what Owen Hills does. So the Chaos offense is going to be a work in progress. They have a lot of moving parts. They have a lot of new faces. Most of their players are within their first or second year playing 4, 5, 6, 7 games. They're gonna have to figure it out. But that part with Owen Hills, that's something that you can expect every single week. That's just the type of player he is.
Brian,
watching him shoot that damn ball was nuts. Some of the
I
shots.
couldn't agree. There's a lot of new faces on that Chaos team. But a familiar face showed up in this Chaos game.
Shout out
It was
Tari. Shout out Tari.
balling.
ASAP Perk.
Hey, when I saw this man pull up, I went,
Right?
is that who I think it is?
Let me see.
Is it?
16 touches. 16
Hold on.
touches too. Efficient.
With the 2 bomb and the 2 1-pointers and both of them were go ahead?
Yep.
What are we talking about?
That man came out that box strong as hell.
Strong as hell. What was wrong? Like what happened? What happened?
He been living in the city doing Soul Cycle classes. He been ready, bro.
Hey, bro.
You ain't
Soul
shit,
Cycle
bro.
modeling, bro. He
Yeah,
said,
he
I'm about to blue steal your ass.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was ready, man. Shout out. And also, I got to. Well, we're talking about players that play well for the Chaos. I got to shout out Jared Newman, because I liked that they were able to put Jared Newman on Asher. And I talk about Jack Arlett every week, and Jack Arlett guarded Matt Campbell, and them being able to do that was, I'm like, because what Asher.
Hey, Troy Ray is balling too.
Oh yes, yeah.
He's always
I
balling,
should have
dude.
mentioned Troy. Yeah, they're the same thing. The Chaos defense has always been good. And I say every week, good defense travels.
And who would I be to close out or not capitalize on the opportunity to mention my boys from Rutgers? Ross Scott does his thing with 3 assists. He's a firecracker at that.
They gotta let him QB, man. Let him QB.
He's nice. And Adam Charlene gets his 1 goal. So I'm happy with that. My boy Shane had one assist too. So Rutgers boys on the Chaos doing their thing. Okay. Now, it also got a little chaotic this weekend on Twitter.
Look at his face right now.
Right? Got a little chaotic on Twitter. Why did it get a little chaotic on Twitter? Shane, I'll let you explain what the first tweet was. What was the first tweet you tweeted last week when Blaze had how many saves?
8.
What was the tweet?
So I want to make sure I get all of this verbatim, and just so we're all on the same page about what's what and why everything started to progress the way it did. Let me just make sure I got this correct. So I said on 6/22, that's June 22nd, I said at LASIK.com, there's a goalie on the Carolina Chaos that needs your help. Now, let me ask you a question, Scott. You've been around the game. You're a lax guy.
I'm a lax guy. All right, talk to me.
So if a goalie is not playing well and he's getting shelled and he's getting balls basically like he's letting a lot of goals in, what do you say about that goalie? He's not what?
He's not seeing the ball.
He's not seeing the ball. Let's rewind back to the conversation about a certain player on the Redwoods whose shot selection was trash, and that was Sam Hanley. I could have easily said, yeah, his shot selection is trash. That's boring. So I came up with a creative way to say it was trash, and that was week-old, half-eaten chicken and hot day. That's trash. Same thing. Hey, there's a goalie on the Carolina Chaos that needs your help at LASIK. Meaning he's not seeing the ball. Would it be easier if I added lens crafters? Would it be easier if I did contacts.com?
Man, you don't have to explain seasoning like this.
Yeah,
like, I don't have to tell you how I put spices on chicken.
This is funny. This is funny to me because I'm like, we know how bad we can get about this stuff, and
my gosh,
we make fun of each other a lot and we say some stuff, right? And this isn't even tipping the iceberg, but like I'm gonna take it from my own life experience, right? I was a tubby kid back in the day, right? But tell me how I had like my family didn't call me fat. Like I had cousins being like, "You look like you asked for seconds." Like that's it. And I'm like, damn, like they just skipped over the first meal. Like I had people being mad creative on how they make fun of me, bro. Like, and that's just the way it is. And you know what I've always learned from it? The best way to handle somebody making fun of you is to what? What do you think it is?
You rib right back. That's the part that's crazy. I can tell y'all have never ribbed with people. You never played the dozens. Y'all went to private school. It's cool. No disrespect. Like I've matured. So I'm gonna let Shane I'm gonna let Shane hold this down. But it's just like it's understanding of being able to crack jokes, receive jokes, and just be like, you got me on that one.
Nah, I knew this was gonna be ridiculous because once Shane got an inkling that this actually made somebody upset, I was like, oh shit. That's it. Don't let this man know it's getting to your head.
Oh my God, because
I got you mad. Now I gotta
because I got you mad.
I would have just
didn't even try.
Dog,
let me tell you something. If you
knew
here,
wasn't that hard of a joke either. Like
if you knew here,
you said way worse stuff.
You know that I've said much worse about other people and other teams and other players about way worse stuff. That, in my opinion, was the tamest thing I could have come up with. Let me tell you something. There's a level of cruelty that I'm not going to succumb to. I live with it and I leave it alone. and I'm not going to go there, but I'm going to tell you right now, it can get so much worse. And I'm not trying to do this, but it is a funny joke because and let me just also clarify something real quick. Let me clarify something real quick. Hold on. I need to enter the studio.
All right, hold on. Let's enter the studio. Check it out.
Yeah, my boy Shane A. Smith, yeah, he is bald, but he know what he's saying when it comes to ball, cause he's Shane A. Smith. What?
What are you talking about?
Hey, cause he's Shane A. Smith.
Good morning.
Check it out.
Good evening. Good evening. For those of you listening in the morning, I got something to say. A couple weeks ago, I had the unique misfortune to have to watch a Carolina Chaos lacrosse game. I think the phrasing was that this was one of the worst deficits in PLL history between two teams. Score was 6-20. And so turns out a couple weeks later, it actually wasn't 6-20. It was 6-21. Because I threw a shot that apparently another goalie couldn't save either. Let me just explain something to you. Okay. If you go on the Stick Talk Lax Twitter account, in the bio, it says what, Scotty?
We are not journalists.
We are not journalists. I'm not here to get it right. I'm not here to spare your feelings. Okay? I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to get these jokes off. I'm going to say what I need to say, and that's it. I ain't going personal. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. But if your feelings get hurt, that don't sound like it's my problem. So let me just say this. Had a couple, I got this little joke off, a little jokey joke. A little jokey joke.
You got your jokey jokes.
Little jokey joke. And to my surprise, it turned into a think piece. It turned into a galaxy brain. We went philosophical on a little jokey joke. I'm wondering, is this man able to see the ball? And you wondering, should I even be talking? And I have news for you. I want to apologize for absolutely nothing. I want to apologize for absolutely nothing. Here are my credentials. Played in high school, 3-time All-State. Played in college, 4-year player, 4-year starter, 2-year captain. Led the NCAA and caused turnovers my senior year. That's right, I played defense. And now I just play a little men's league, go play a Heritage Cup, go watch some lacrosse games. Life is good for me. I am a credible source on lacrosse, ironically, because I don't need LASIK. Because I can see the games. Because I can watch the games. Because I could read statistics. At the end of the day, I need you to ask yourself this. If you are a professional lacrosse player, I need you to ask yourself this. Are you truly ready for the level of fame, popularity, and stardom that comes with the criticism? Ask yourself that question. Are you truly ready? Because here's what might be happening in front of your very eyes. Me, it says Shane A. Smith right there. My name is Shane Winter. That is not a question. You can look me up. You know what that means? I'm not a faceless account. You can find whatever you want to find about me. I'm not a faceless account. You know what that also means? That means that I might be an easy target for you to come back and forth with, and that's also fine. But the thing you need to understand is, and I told you all this on a podcast with Kyle Harrison, I don't fear you. Everything I say, I'm going to stand on. Because, hey, if I mean it, I meant it. If it's a little jokey joke, get out your feelings. You're a professional lacrosse player. You're a professional. Remove lacrosse player. You're a professional. You getting paid. And here's where I might have made a mistake. Is that, like me, outside of lacrosse, you got another job to go to. And if that's the case, then maybe you also need to get to work on why a little jokey joke got you feeling a little weird about that. Got you feeling a little not okay. Hey, man, if you want validation, call your parents. If you want to feel good about yourself, call your girl, call your wife, call your girlfriend, call your boys. If you're looking for validation on Stick Talk, I promise you, you better be doing well that week. Because if you're not, I'm on your ass. And that's how it's going to be. Probably till the end of time. Until I decide I don't want to do this no more. Until then, man, I got to tell you. I don't care. We not your little homies.
At all.
We not your little homies. Hey, Scotty, do we get paid to do this?
Nope. Not
You know
at
what that
all.
means? Ain't nobody gonna cut off the camera when I start talking. Ain't nobody gonna whisk me away to a commercial break. I don't care. And I never cared. That's why I got the problems I got.
Let's go, base. Get a filler. And that makes it funny because they know, because most people have no idea what that is in reference to because y'all have no seasoning.
Listen,
Hey,
yo,
you better be doing well. If you're hot, you're hot. But if you're not hot, I'm going to tell you right now, no one's getting colder than Shane Winter. I promise you.
that is
If you're
very
hot.
that is very true. And I just wanted to be known, right? On this show, Stick Talk, I love the transparency we all have about saying if somebody's playing well, if somebody's playing bad, you can say it. You know why? Because we just watch the game and we yak. That's it. Now, actually, there's a video of you a couple weeks ago talking like this about Blaze.
Aspect of this game we haven't talked about yet. Huh.
We talking about Big Blaze Reardon.
Blaze Reardon going off for damn near 76% save percentage. When I've never seen a goalie so locked in.
Yeah, he
Like-
was.
Like everything would, like nothing was easy. Nothing was easy. Like if Blaze doesn't have that game, Chaos lose by 5. Easy. Agreed. Which is, by the way, an 8-goal swing from where it is right now. They lose by 5 if Blaze doesn't have that have a game like that. Brendan O'Neill's hitting those shots. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. Even Blaze said, "Oh, y'all got 4 Tewaaraton finalists or Tewaaraton winners. You think that matters? Oh, you thought that was gonna make a? Oh, you thought that was gonna make a difference? Okay, yeah. Let me turn up real quick. Make sure you understand that you Albany's in the building.
Now, so
Interesting.
we respect, especially Shane. If you play great on the field, he's gonna let you know. If you play bad on the field, he's gonna let you know. And that's
Not
what
a
we need.
single one of you is above reproach. Every single one of you can get it. Every single one of you can get it. If you don't play well, you better skip an episode. I tell you right now, you better skip an episode. You better hope, you better just scroll all the way to the end, see if there's a Shane A. Smith segment. And if there's not, you might have gotten away. And I still would skip that episode if I were you. But if you did play well, we gonna sing your praises.
Yeah.
We gonna tell you did good. Nobody, we objective out here. I'm not sitting here trying to be like, oh no, I hate somebody. There are a few players I hate. I'll tell you right now. And for the people who know, they know exactly who those players are. But it's not anybody I've been referencing this week. I promise you that.
Now I want to look at it from a different way though, right? Where when is it right for a player to respond, or how do they respond? I just wanted to say, dog, like I think would be hilarious if like somebody was like, at least I'm not bald or some shit to you. Like,
Hey,
if somebody started, I would have loved them, dog.
Yeah. Say what you want. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to get in my feelings about it.
No.
Say what you want. Talk about, I'm bald, whatever. Okay.
Bald, ugly.
Yeah, so you can say whatever you want. But okay,
barely
you have to
fits in the
throw ugly.
camera.
All right. You know, enough of that. All right. Nah, but really though, let's get to the facts real quick. The facts are this. I am a fan of Blaze Reardon. I'm a fan of Jack Rowlett. Huge fan of Jack Rowlett. Huge fan of everything the PLL is doing. If you want the PLL to excel, you have to understand that with the popularity comes the criticism. Not a single person. The things that come out of people's mouths about all of the top players in all of their respective sports, regardless, are crazy. This was not one of them. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you might not be used to somebody covering lacrosse that will say and get these jokes off. I know maybe I'm missing things, but I don't see anybody in the quote unquote media getting jokes off with their face, with their name. I don't see that happening, but it's here now. So either buckle up, or as the illustrious Tyler, the Creator, said, turn off your phone.
How you getting cyberbullied?
Yeah, how you getting cyberbullied? Turn off your phone. Like, what do you mean?
Like Shane said, he respects Blaze. He loves Blaze. We love Blaze. As a matter of fact, our theme song is Blaze. We love Blaze.
Surprise.
We just want to.
Every episode starts with your play.
Now, I actually think like one of us, it might have been me, but I think I put Blaze as like one of the best PLL players to bring home or something like that. I don't know, something like that. One of these like
Thanksgiving, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. It was me.
Oh, it was you?
It was me.
Oh my God.
It was me. I put down, I want to share the table eating turkey with Blaze Reardon. That was not 6 months ago, 7 months ago. What are we talking about?
I know this is so Blaze, the boys at Stick Talk love you. We want you to be on the show, actually, maybe one of these days. I want you guys to talk. I want you guys to talk it out. But Shane wants you to know that somewhere deep down in his heart, he loves you. Listen.
Not deep down. I do.
Somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you.
Hey, Blaze, if you get on the show and you don't have that reaction, bro, you're dead to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. If I tell you that you don't got that reaction, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Hey, man. Dude, I'm dying. I was dying watching that video. That cry is crazy. But guys, another week. All right, we got All-Star Weekend coming up. Now, I don't even know if the PLL has released All-Star names yet.
I don't think they have either.
I don't think so.
That's a little fishy, huh?
A little bit.
Hopefully they figure that out. I know some people that are going, but I don't know why they haven't released it. I mean, it's 4 days from now. So, but whatever. I'll be at All-Star Weekend
That's what's up. That's what's up.
in Kansas City. So looking forward to watching all these guys ball. We got and then
They're
we'll
gonna
do
be
an
talking
episode.
to you when you get there.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
I'm be like, I will have to say, man, that man's not going to stop. And if I give him any more fuel, he'll keep on going.
But but like Shane said, it's for all the players. It's all love, but we're not your little homies.
We not your little homies. We not. I promise you in real life, it would probably surprise you that I am not a little homie neither. I'm not a little homie. Some of y'all really will be looking up. I promise you. I know. I see your stats. I know your profile. I know how tall you are. So we not your little homies, bro. But it's good. We still love, respect your game. We still love, respect what you're doing. We still big fans of the PLL. We still big fans of your ability to play lacrosse. But
wait,
Don't do
I
that.
had a point I wanted to bring up though with this too, actually. So I was talking to Kyle, Uncle Kyle, at the Johns Hopkins game, and he was talking to me about how when he was on our show, he was like, even on your show, when you were introing the show, talking to me, that we were throwing stabs or like just making jokes, right? I was like, yeah, of course. But I think we need to do that. But I don't think players should be getting pissed off about it. Like you don't see NBA players getting pissed off about that. And he was like, yeah, they do. And I was like, do they really? He goes, yeah. You don't think these players are hitting up Stephen A or like, I don't know, these other ESPN announcers and saying something whenever they mention them? I was like, oh shoot, wait. LeBron does sometimes say something to Stephen A or this or that. And he was like, yeah, it's because they have their opinion matters or it has value. What you guys say has value. And I was like, oh shit. Hold up. People care about what we're saying right now?
I guess, bro.
Like, yo, if
but we
you
just
were
three dudes.
I was just saying, I was like kind of in awe because I was like, you have to be right because I know damn well if somebody I don't care about was saying something about me, I'd be like, idiot, and not respond, right?
Yeah.
But like, if somebody I care about and care about what they thinking of me, I'm gonna have to say something. And
I never thought about it like that. Okay.
so that's the other part of it where I'm like, yo, like maybe our voices are louder than what we are understanding, but Kyle put me on some game to like, yo, maybe Shane might be the Stephen A of lacrosse.
And if that's the case, bro, my DMs are open. You want to talk about something? Let me know, man.
Y'all do look like
Start sending them Stephen A checks.
y'all do look.
Let me tell you something. But yo, bro, all of y'all, every single one of y'all that are playing in the PLO, at the end of the day, here are the facts. You are playing, and I'm watching. You're doing something that I didn't do. These are the facts. The difference is I'm not insecure about that. I'm not insecure about that. I'm happy to watch you guys play. Everything in my lower body got torn, damn near. I'm happy to sit around and watch. All right. What'd you say? Yeah, I do run like it. I am a shell of who I was as an athlete, and I'm okay with that. That's why I play golf all the time. I need something. You are all great players, but if you think for 1 second that I am not qualified to talk about the things that I see, the things that I'm watching and breaking down, just because I didn't play in the PLL or didn't play pro lacrosse or didn't play at some top 10 Division I school, you're smoking crack rock. You're smoking crack.
Absolutely.
Because you know what school I did play against? You know what school beat Lindenwood? My school. And you know who was playing on that team for
Graham
Lindenwood?
Hossack.
Graham Hossack.
That's crazy.
So if you want to talk about me, you talk about my team, talk about my player, that's
Son,
fine.
Dog, I know you're not bringing up the D2 Lindenwood.
Yeah.
All right. Woof. I was like, don't
Who's
bring up
playing?
Lindenwood. I got nervous.
Not real Lindenwood, like the D1 version of Lindenwood. It's the same school though, but you know, that back when they were D2. If you want to talk about me, talk about D2, take that up with old boy. I promise you're gonna be quiet. I promise you will.
Hey, Brian, you got anything, brother, or you're good?
Like I said, I've matured. Maturing is realizing that there's things that happen if they don't serve you, let it go. So I'm good, bro.
All right.
I like talking lacrosse with the homies, man. That's what I do.
That's all we do, man.
If you,
That's
if
all
you
we're
like
doing.
it, cool. If you don't, also cool. You're free to live your life.
Now, yes, I like talking about lacrosse. I like talking stick with the boys. I like all of it, man. And I think the theme of this show goes, yo, we respect all these people as people, but we reserve the right to critique it. And they also have the right to respond. But, bro, we're going to get off our jokey jokes. And that's just the way it's got to be. All right? If you don't like it, just close off your phone. And that's all I got. That's all I got, man.
It's this button right here.
That's
Press
why
that little button.
I was about to throw a stray at Googs, but I ain't even do it because I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy.
Hey, shouts out Googs. Googs was out here holding it down, having my back, man. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, go Andre. Shout out Dre from Dre Last
And Dre,
Podcast.
man.
Dre,
Man,
looking
shouts out
man.
to y'all, man.
We got
All
people
y'all in the
watching
Stick
this.
Talk
It's all love,
group
man.
chat.
It's all love. It's not that deep. It's all love.
It really ain't that deep, bro. It's never gonna be that deep.
Nobody's losing
Never.
any sleep.
And-
at all.
And,
I had a great Sunday, by the way. It was a great day for me. I was chilling.
you were showing it. All right. But just like Shane's hairline, we are gone for the night. Okay. It's their boys, Brian, Shane, and Scotty, calling it a wrap. We'll catch you guys later on the next episode of Stick Talk. Peace out. Nice, dude.